This is what's so exciting. This is the new frontier, the wild, wild west for notaries again, because it's blowing attorneys' mind. You mean for the same price, I can send a notary there and be a hero to my client?
Hey, notary friends, we're here with Bill Soroka, one of my favorite guys, not just in the industry, but in the world. And today I want to specifically talk about trust documents and the opportunities that notaries have to play a part in this process for folks. You're the expert. You have a special program, a certification program that you and Laura Bewer and Jen Neitzel uh, established called the Certified Notary Trust Delivery Agent Program, the CNTDA.
It's a
And
mouthful.
so, exactly. And so, I wanted to just talk a little bit about CNTDA and very specifically the notary's role in the trust delivery process.
So let me start with the definition really quick.
Mhm.
So, a certified notary trust delivery agent is a credentialed notary that's undergone advanced training and testing to better serve the public and estate planning professionals in the skillful presentation and execution of trust documents. One of the main reasons that this trust delivery opportunity is so exciting right now is the idea of having your affairs in order. Taking care of your legacy, taking care of your family is more top of mind with more people now since the pandemic. And it's younger and younger generations. There's still an estimated, and there's no way to really know all of this for sure because of privacy and things like that, but there's somewhere between 33 million and 180 million US people that need an estate plan but
Wow.
don't have one yet. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. That's a lot of prospects. But what that has created is an estate planning industry. So there's again somewhere between a couple hundred thousand titles of estate planning professionals in the country. That could be attorneys, that could be legal document preparers, that could be trust firms or paralegals of some kind as well. But they're all working to provide estate planning services to that 33 million to 180 million population. So that creates an enormous amount of opportunity for a notary because get this is what's really exciting. A living trust does not require an attorney to create it. So no matter what state you're in, you don't have to have an attorney. Now, that's not recommended, of course. You always want to get some kind of legal advice or guidance on these things. But what is required on every single living trust in every single state is a notarization. The average is minimum of 6 to 8 notarizations per living trust. And depending on the complexity of that trust and the assets that might be included, there could be even more than that. So, no matter what, a notary is needed. And get this, because an attorney is not required to create a living trust, people in the general public, that 33 million to 180 million, could just go to LegalZoom or some sort of online document, download it, and create their own trust. But guess what they still need? They need notarization. So there's opportunity if you optimize your online visibility for a notary near me or estate planning notary near me or cultivating those relationships to get those types of referrals. There's a huge opportunity here. We saw that. And we saw that the estate planning professionals, they needed elevated notaries to help fulfill that. A good notary can help an attorney accomplish their goals faster and better than they ever thought possible. So here's some of the similarities and the differences between loan signing appointments and trust delivery appointments. And I think this will bring peace of mind to notaries who are used to doing loan signing appointments because they're very similar in that they're a bundled set of services. So a trust appointment is usually going to be again a stack of papers, usually about 100 pages long. And as we talked about a moment ago, there could be anywhere from 6 to 18 notarizations, depending on the complexity of that trust. What's cool is that you, as the trust delivery agent, do not have to print these documents. How cool is that? We waste so much paper in the loan signing industry. We print out an entire set of documents that nobody's ever going to look at again. They just sit in somebody's closet for 10 years until they shred them or burn them 10 years later and they move from the house. We don't have to do that here. As far as the components of a trust delivery appointment, very similar to loan signings. You briefly describe the documents, you gather signatures, whether notarization is required or not. If witnesses are required, part of the value you bring to the appointment is coordinating the witnesses if you want to. You can notarize the documents, and occasionally, an attorney or a trust company may ask you to scan the signature pages back. All in all, usually takes about an hour. Sound familiar? Yes, very similar to loan signings. Where it differs is there's no printing requirements, there's no escrow officers, and there's almost no signing companies. So that means you get the lion's share of the fees because you're going attorney direct for these trust delivery appointments. But that said, the cat's out of the bag. This is a big opportunity, and signing companies are recognizing it as well. So you might start seeing trust delivery appointments starting to sneak through the regular portals and the platforms that you are used to seeing as a loan signing agent. So I know one of the biggest questions that everybody has is how do you get trust business? And one of the um, big components of that question is how can I get repeat business? And what I love about the trust delivery opportunity is that when you're working with attorneys or trust companies or legal document preparers or paralegals, those are relationships those are client relationships that often will provide repeat business because they have new customers or new clients all the time and they send them to you. So it can be a constant stream of business for you. But the best way to get repeat business is to do the job correctly in the first place. And in order to do the job correctly in the first place, you've got to be committed to training. You've got to be committed to personal growth because the technical skills that you need as a notary public or as a trust delivery agent are extremely important. But you can be the most technically skilled notary in the world, but if you're a jerk or if you don't communicate or if you're mean, if you're quiet, if you got RBF and you're turning customers off, it's not going to work. So you got to balance that out. You got to have the technical skills and you have to have the emotional intelligence skills to grow this business. Now, luckily, most of us already have that skill set. So it's really easy to grow this business. Now, let me tell you, I say easy. It's not really easy. It's hard work, but it's simple. And it's just old fashioned reaching out, introducing yourself and your value to your ideal customers.
If I am a trust attorney and I am wanting to offer the best services and be able to build good relationships with my clients and have word of mouth that I'm the go-to guy or go-to gal for trust work, then I'm going to want the most top-notch notaries that are going to handle themselves professionally, that are experts, that understand how to navigate the documents, what they can and cannot say, and how to best help me bring back customers.
Here's what I've learned in hundreds and now maybe thousands of conversations with estate planning attorneys is they were just as in the dark about this opportunity as notaries were, right? We were so blinded by loan signings. It was loan signing, loan signing, loan signing. Meanwhile, this entire industry has been here longer than loan signings. And even estate planning attorneys didn't realize it was here. And they're constantly seeking ways to differentiate themselves. And they're getting bombarded with expensive marketing campaigns and doohickeys for this and whistles for that to draw in clientele. But a great notary who knows what they're doing in the age of convenience can help an attorney differentiate right there. Their clients are tired of schlepping across town, getting babysitters, pet sitters, taking time off of work to sign documents. An attorney can differentiate right away with a mobile notary. And this is news to them right now. This is what's so exciting. This is the new frontier, the wild, wild west for notaries again, because it's blowing attorneys' mind. You mean for the same price, I can send a notary there and be a hero to my client. And then on top of that, have somebody who's trained, that's tapped into their own network. Because when a notary and an attorney start working together in synchronicity, magic starts to happen. The notary starts referring business to the attorney. The attorney gives all those signings and even more business to the notary, and it creates this amazing cycle.
All right. I think we've captured it.